Hi. So I want to talk a little bit about news. I do social media strategy for Yahoo News, along with Violet over there. And you may or may not know this, but Yahoo News is the #1 news site online. So I didn't know that, and I think a lot of people probably didn't know that, because it doesn't have as much of a voice or identity as it could. And that's one reason why social media has been really useful to us. So how many of you follow a news site on Twitter? So most people, right? And for me, Twitter has become my newspaper. I mean, every morning, it's really the first thing that I go to before I read anything else. I like to say I've heard people say it's a hyper-personalized news stream is the future of news. So this is a really exciting time in news, because you can really follow exactly what you want to follow and get the news delivered right to you. So that's part of what we're doing with Yahoo News. I think we've heard a lot of really exceptional stories about social good and using Twitter for social good, and I think that where news intersects with that is really helping people to get information and to empower them. And that's why I got into news, because news, I think, can change people's lives. So part of what we're doing with Twitter is really trying to educate and provide more resources for people. Twitter lists is really important to us. So as stories develop, for example, earthquakes, volcano, oil spill, we are kind of curating the best people for you to follow on Twitter to keep up with everything. So as soon as an earthquake hits, we're updating it, we're following different things. Supreme Court was just announced, so we're going to be following that all the way. So that's one way that we are kind of providing an additional resource to our users to connect them. Another thing is, I think, providing a connection from a news source like Yahoo News, which is a huge organization, to our users, and connecting them with each other has been really powerful. So we for example, posted a story about quitting smoking and a new study about how if you quit smoking a year later, you can really decrease your risk of heart disease. And all of our users started sharing information with each other on Facebook and Twitter about how they quit and empowering each other. So I think that's where this intersection of social good and news can really be powerful. What else did we want to mention? I think that's about it. Yeah, the TV we can show. Another way that we're sort of integrating and providing more resources to our users is through Twitter, integrating Twitter lists and widgets, we call them, on our property. So if you want to go to Yahoo TV. So we have a show at Yahoo TV called Pint, which is Primetime and No Time. We have another one called Daytime and No Time. So if you click on Primetime Recap, for example, that's Primetime and No Time. So this recaps all the best primetime shows, all the late night shows and everything into a really short version so you can kind of watch it and know everything that was said on the late night shows. So we have integrated Twitter widgets onto the site where people can look at what each other are talking about on a certain topic. So we're going to be doing that more and more going forward to kind of bring Twitter to our audience. And the last thing I just wanted to mention we're really excited about is our iPad app, which is going to be moving forward. So just a little demo. So if you click on videos, for example, this is the Yahoo Entertainment app. You can see all of our different properties on here, different shows, daytime and no time, primetime and no time. I was just talking about those. And social is going to become a huge part of the iPad. So this is something we're. And I just wanted to thank Jeff Pulver because I've had the chance to spend some time with Jeff. We had some crazy taxi rides at South by Southwest where we had a disco taxi driver. But Jeff really brings the humanity into social media, and I think that's what we're all trying to do here, whether it be through news or through enabling each other to share with each other. And I'm really grateful to have you as a friend. So thanks for your time.
Thanks, Anna. We'll wrap it up on the Yahoo stuff, but I wanted to say two things very quickly. The first is, Robin, if you would pull up the Twitter /Yahoo updates handle. The one thing I really want to point out about this strategy is it's all open. All the data that goes in can come back out. Ba-dum-ching. You okay? Okay, we're okay. So I just wanted to... We're all right? Is there a doctor in the house?
At the TED conference, somebody fell and hurt themselves, and Krupali was there, and she was amazing. This happens everywhere we go. Are you guys okay? Is everybody okay? Yep, all right, we're good. All right, send another $1 over this way. You need some ibuprofen? Okay, here we go.
Okay, I'll try not to trip anyone else up. I wanted to point this out. This is our fire hose feed and a roll-up thereof, and this is like all the really interesting kinds of activities that are happening in Yahoo and in the fire hose of things we're ingesting. So like 3,221 users that played checkers. It's really kind of cool. I would spend some time with that. There's a whole API behind it, and kind of all in that openness. And with that, I'll leave it. But I don't want to do so before saying we are hiring in social media. And so if anyone is actually looking for work in that space, we're in the marketing area and in product and in other areas, you know, full-time positions, you know, here and in San Francisco. So get in touch, please, with any of us if that interests you. I see business cards waiting. Pass them up with dollars. You know. to Robin. Okay, thank you. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great night.
Let's bring him up one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Pulver.
Thank you. Anyway, before you guys break, I want to first of all say thank you for listening. I think it's, for those of you who had not been to either one of our meetups or conferences before, I thought it was important to kind of share with you some of the feelings or some of the stories that I kind of hear every day. The conferences that we do are in some ways hard to understand, but if you have been to the conference and you notice the assortment of speakers, in New York we had 176 people speak. Usually we have a clock, so individual talks are 10 minutes, keynotes are 15, and panels are 20 minutes, and we're pretty strict on that. But I kind of mixed the, I happen to be a DJ, and I happen to mix the content as if I'm mixing music, but I'm mixing with the people to create an energy and a mood and a flow. And I think it's just to keep that in mind, it's kind of nice when people come up, but it takes a lot of courage. You know, for Angela to come up here and talk about stuff, it's not easy. It's not easy if you're, you know, whether you're trying to make people laugh or share your story. And it's, I really thank everyone for coming up and connecting. And I really do encourage each and every one of you, be cynical if you want, but I do think there's a paradigm shift that's going on that's allowing each of us to connect with each other. And if you don't want to be lonely, there's a chance now not to be lonely, which is, yeah, we broke the last.
Lisa wasn't his iPad.
Not yet. But I do think there's something that's gone on here that's different than happened, you know, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And in this social revolution, there's an opportunity for each and every one of you to find someone to connect and actually engage at a level that's meaningful to you. And whether you use these opportunities to make money, use these opportunities to connect with another human being, that's up to you. But I've never experienced the communications like what we have now. And it's really up to you to make an effort to do so. And so I just encourage you. It's, you know, I mean, there are friends of mine here today who don't understand Twitter because they think it's a place for you to express, you know, what you're eating right now or where you are right now. And I really didn't bother explaining to them what it's really for. It's for you to actually figure this stuff out, to connect your own dots, to figure out the value, because if you don't see value from this, you're not going to use it. But I do think that we're living in a very special time right now, sort of a golden age, where we can connect. And if you let yourself connect, you can affect change either for yourself or someone nearby. So you know, give yourself a chance to give someone else a chance. And it's, anyway, it's an honor to be here. And thank you all for coming. And I'll give the microphone, Eric has some give it up for Eric, give it up.
Thank you, Jeff Pulver. All right, once again,